Sir, after my graduation, I am preparing for a number of competitive examination, including SSC. And also, sir, in my village, sir, I'm continuing my father's business. Apart from these things, sir, my hobbies include reading books and traveling, sir.
Okay. Now tell me, what are your plans for your life?
What, sir?
What What are your plans for your life?
Sir, current plan, yes, sir. My current plan is to like join the government services that is related to security aspect, defense aspect. But my overall plan is to evolve myself as a better person, as a more efficient person, who could be as a more useful for the society, who could be more useful for the country. So that is my overall long-term plan, sir.
Okay, and what are your plans apart from your job? What you want to do for society?
Sir, apart from job, sir, I think the job itself is a service to the society. But apart from job, sir, I would like to focus on the education sector, the education of the vulnerable children, the lower class people. So, education sector is my priority, sir.
Okay. I think that you are not a suitable guy for intelligence bureau office for this job. Then, uh, and also I know that you will not be selected in the final list. Then what will you do at that time?
Sir, if you believe that I'm not suitable for this job, then this is my job to satisfy you up to my extent. And yes, sir, and I believe that I will be able to convince you because I think I have a convincing skill, and so that I will convince you. And if there is 1% chance that if I'm not selected, then yes, sir, I will continue with my preparation for defense examination, including SSC, CQ, sir.
Okay, but you have not defended your selection in this question.
Yes, sir. Sir, I think I have certain skills that an IBASAO officer should have. So I think on the basis of that skill, you would be convinced. Like I have the skill of patience and perseverance. I have a learning attitude. I have like a good observation skill, organizational skill, high ethical values. So I think these things will be helpful, sir.
Now tell me, which type of federalism is good for governance in India, cooperative or competitive?
Sir, are you talking about federalism?
Yes, federalism.
And sir, what are those two options?
Competitive federalism and cooperative federalism.
Sir, I think both have its merits and demerits. Competitive federalism is a more of a kind of competition between different states and the center itself. While a cooperative federalism is like the center is cooperating with the state, and the state itself is cooperating with each other. So I think, sir, cooperative federalism is better, but both have its advantage
Okay.
and disadvantage.
Now give me at least one example for both, for each.
Okay, sir. Can I take 10 seconds, sir?
Oh, sure.
Yes, sir. Sir, for competitive federalism, I would say, so the government of India releases a number of list, like a sustainable development goals list, in which it is said that
Indexes.
Kerala is at top. Yes, sir, sustainable goals. Then
Indexes.
Kerala is at top, and Bihar is not top. So
Okay, okay.
in this thing, sir.
Okay, you got that point. Now come to cooperative.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Cooperative federalism, I think, sir, it is related to the support between the different states. Like if government of India is
Just tell me the example in which case it is cooperative federalism.
Sir, I'm not able to recall, sir.
Okay, I'm helping you here. That in GST.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. GST is that cooperative petroleum.
Okay, now tell me the latest example when government become cooperative. बताइए.
I think, sir, in the farm law itself, government become cooperative by repealing these law because some states were having problem with that.
Okay, leave the question. Now tell me when government becomes centralized.
I have to give examples, sir.
Yes.
I think, sir, in the case of abrogation of Article 370, I would say the government was totally centralized. The state was not consulted on that.
नहीं वो तो स्पेशल केस हो गया है. बट इन जनरल आप बताइए कि गवर्नमेंट यूनिटरी या सेंट्रलाइज कब बिहेव करती है या कब एक्ट करती है, किस केस में?
Sir, if the government is for sir, there is a 3 list with the government, that union list, state
No,
list,
no,
and
no,
concurrent.
no, wait. यूनियन लिस्ट में तो वो ठीक है, वो हम बात समझते हैं. बट कुछ स्पेशल केस होता है जहां पे हम स्टेट को सुपरसीड कर जाते हैं सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से. मतलब सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट सुपर पावर हो जाती है, स्टेट गवर्नमेंट का काम खत्म हो जाता है वहां पर. उसकी पावर्स सेंटर के पास चली जाती है. इस टर्म में आप
Oh, okay, sir. So that is Article 356.
356
President
and
rule.
352, 360.
Yes, sir. But yes, sir. These are the rules. But 356 is the most prevalent. That
for a particular state.
Yes, sir.
356 एक पर्टिकुलर स्टेट के लिए होता है, उस स्टेट के पर्टिकुलर पार्ट्स के लिए होता है. बट अगर हम नेशनल इमरजेंसी की बात करें 352 तो पूरा ओवरऑल इंडिया सेंट्रलाइज्ड हो जाता है उस दौरान.
Yes, sir.
360 में भी यही सेम प्रोसीजर. तो टेल मी द लेटेस्ट एग्जांपल ऑफ आवर इंडिया, लेटेस्ट मींस इन रिसेंट 1 or 2 years when Indian government becomes centralized in a special case.
Sir, I think 356 article was used
No.
in the case of Uttarakhand.
No. For entire India, I am talking here. Government became centralized in nature.
Sir, I am able to think that whenever any external aggression take place, then India takes as a decision as a unified.
No. मैं आपसे एकदम क्लियरली पूछ रहा हूँ कि अभी पिछले 1 साल या 2 साल के अंदर में पूरे भारत में सेंट्रलाइज्ड गवर्नमेंट काम कर रही थी उस एक पर्टिकुलर केस में.
So that was the case of pandemic. Yes, the center.
Yes, अब बहुत देर बाद है लेकिन अब पैंडेमिक 2.0 में, कोरोना 2.0 में पहले स्टेट्स के पास पावर थी मैनेजमेंट करने का, लेकिन जब स्थितियां बिगड़ गई तो सेंटर ने इसको अपने हाथ में लिया और इसको मैनेज किया. और हमारी जो सिक्योरिटी फोर्सेस हैं उनको मैनेजमेंट दिया गया. इंडियन आर्मी को, CAPF को, उन्होंने कोविड की जो सेकेंड वेव है उसको पूरा हैंडल किया और हम लोगों ने वर्ल्ड क्लास फैसिलिटीज अपने सिटीजन्स को प्रोवाइड कराई और बहुत तेजी से हमने कोविड के ऊपर मार करी. हम लोगों ने रिकवरी बहुत फास्ट करी. ठीक है.
Thank you for your insight, sir.
Yes. Naxalism started as a movement, but it is becoming a profession right now. Justify these lines.
Yes, sir. Naxalism started as a movement of lower caste people or lower class people against the landlord. But I think, sir, after the liberalization of 1991, a number of industries got set up in Naxalite areas, and that led to a lot of scope for extortion activities. So many factions take place inside that group as well. So this led to money oriented.
And how government is helping to give them profession. मतलब कि नक्सलिज्म को प्रोफेशन बनाने में गवर्नमेंट कैसे हेल्प कर रही है?
So first thing is that the government have a sound rehabilitation and surrender policy.
Okay,
So
Okay.
a huge amount of
Okay.
money is given.
okay. Now, explain the various security levels of our country, that is X, Y, Z, Z plus SPVs.
I think, sir, the supermost is Z plus security that is given to Prime Minister.
No, it is SPV. Okay, leave it and kindly study about it because you have.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. I will have to read about it, sir. I will read it.
Okay. Now, tell me the basic geographical differences between two regions, that are Jammu and Kashmir militant area and northeast insurgency areas.
Yes, sir. So the first would be like Jammu and Kashmir is a mountainous region, while northeast is also mountainous, but that is more forest. Forest is more there.
Mhm.
Second would be, sir, the proximity. Jammu and Kashmir is a single state, so there is no problem with the geographical aspect. While northeast has a number of states, and there are some plains area, there are some forest area, there are some, we can say, the mountainous region. So diversity is more in northeast, sir. As far as the geographical aspect is concerned, diversity is more in northeast.
And what about temperature, rain, rivers?
Sir, as if we compare the temperature, then Jammu and Kashmir, in the southern part of Jammu and Kashmir, that is the Jammu region, that is hotter region. That is comparable to the northeast, but the northern side of Kashmir, that is Kashmir Valley, and the Kupwara region, Baramulla region, that is colder. And in the northeast, sir, the rainfall is much higher. There is a little scope for snowfall, apart from few areas of Arunachal Pradesh. But the snowfall is prevalent in Jammu and Kashmir. So these things are some of the differences, sir.
Okay. Now, at the last, I have here an SRT that you are posted near to Indo-Nepal border. आप ACIO की पोस्ट पर हैं, आपको पिस्टल की भी ट्रेनिंग दी जाती है और आपके पास एक पिस्टल है भी, बट कंडीशन इज दैट पिस्टल को आप केवल सेल्फ डिफेंस में चला सकते हैं, लेकिन उससे किसी के ऊपर गोली नहीं चला सकते हैं बिना किसी कारण के, केवल सेल्फ डिफेंस में ही आप उस पर शूट कर सकते हैं, किसी के ऊपर। बात समझ रहे हैं?
Yes,
आपकी
sir.
गोली से कोई घायल नहीं होना चाहिए तब तक जब तक सेल्फ डिफेंस की बात ना आए, ये नियम है। अब दूसरी बात है, अजमल कसाब जैसा खूंखार आतंकवादी आगे भाग रहा है, आप पीछे हैं उसके, वो धीरे धीरे जा रहा है, अभी धीरे धीरे छुप करके उसके पीछे हैं। आप देख पाते हैं कि 1 मिनट में वो नेपाल के पार चला जाएगा और जैसे ही बॉर्डर क्रॉस करेगा, इधर से कोई गोली उसके ऊपर चलाई नहीं जा सकती क्योंकि इंटरनेशनल लॉ है। ठीक है, अब आप अपने पिस्टल का यूज करते हुए उसको कैसे रोकेंगे?
Yes, sir. I would first like to shoot him in her foot, in his foot, sir, so that he will not be able to go from that place.
You are right. Now, another SRT. Suppose you have a sister and I am spending night with her. What will be your reaction and what will you do?
Sir, I would like to understand the reason. I would like to understand if she is in love with you or not. And if she is in love with you, then if there is no issue with my sister, if he is okay with that.
Okay. Your interview is over and have a nice day.
Thank you, sir.